So you're thinking about buying your first lightsaber. Congratulations and welcome to the club. Today I'll show you a few things to look out for. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I really wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a lot of things again on forums and on subreddits and on even comments on my own videos, and a buddy of mine on Instagram who they want to get a lightsaber. They don't know what to look for, they don't know where to buy from, they don't know how much they should be paying, how long it's going to take, and there's a few things that you really need to take into consideration when you're purchasing not even just your first lightsaber, but any saber product. The first thing, research everything, absolutely everything. So the first thing, figure out what do you want, what do you need. I've said this in countless videos, always figure out exactly what you want, exactly do what you need. Does this product do what you want it to do? Does this product do what you need it to do? Establish that, number one, great. Number two, do your research. So YouTube, subreddits, forums, look at companies. Do your research on where you're buying from and weigh up the pros and cons of buying from a said company. Number three, look for red flags. I'm going to take you over to the computer in a little minute because I've got an example to show you of what I mean by red flags. The likes of shipping times, prices, false claims, etc. Number four, and I cannot stress number four enough, do not, don't want to do Trump there, that was weird. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question, whether it's to the Saber community, to myself, to on subreddits. If you go to the Lightsaber subreddit, there's over 100,000 members of that subreddit. I'm one of them. If anything comes up that I can help with, I'll be more than happy to, and so will everyone else on. Well, most people on there will be more than happy to help you as well. Contact the company that you're looking at. Ask questions. Do you make these? If you don't make them, where do they come from? Who manufactures them? What are the shipping times? Etc. Do not be afraid to ask questions. There's been quite a few people that have been stung by companies, and I'm not going to name these companies, in the past with inflated prices, with shipping times, with false claims, with just a whole bunch of crap. So I can't stress enough, ask the questions, do the research, look for the red flags, but first of all, obviously, figure out what you want. So we'll hop onto the computer just now, I'll show you a couple of examples, and we'll come back and quickly discuss it. Okay, so we're on the over here on the computer now. So once you've figured out what your wants and needs are, and you've kind of done your research on who's trusted, and you've watched videos that recommend certain companies, don't just stop at that. I'm going to show you a few little things to look out for which immediately throw red flags up to me. So I've got some pages loaded up. The first one is this one here, galacticsabersuk.co.uk. Now, the first thing that I noticed on this web page was the banner at the top here. Due to popularity and demand, our sabers are taking 1 to 3 weeks to build and ship. So you think, okay, that's reasonable. But when you go into the lightsaber shop itself and you look at what they stock, it's like, well, wait a minute, this is all LGT stuff. This is literally all LGT products. So they're saying oh, I'm taking this from this message here, between 1 and 3 weeks to build and ship. So are they implying that they're building and manufacturing these sabers? Let's dive a little deeper. If we go to the bottom here, and we go to fulfillment and shipping, read the top bit. Once your order has been placed, highly skilled craftsmen and women get to work. We not only have the fastest turnaround, but also the best saber hilts in the market. Once finished, we ship direct from the facility in Asia, all over the world via DHL. So this screams drop shipping to me. This screams drop shipping. It does say here under shipping policy, we may stock our sabers in the UK from time to time, so please check with us before ordering. So this really is, and they've basically said it themselves, this is a drop shipping model of business. The other way to really kind of tell that really is it's taking between 1 and 3 weeks to build and ship. But if you actually go to the LGT store on AliExpress, you've got a Ray Saber here, and there's 76 pieces available in Proffie Neo. Sorry, 200 and sorry, yeah, my mistake. 76 pieces available in the Proffie Neopixel configuration, 99 in the Eco, and 95 in the 9 sound and helped LED RGB. The via DHL bit, yep, that's correct. It takes between 7 and 15 days, and you have your shipping amount there as well. Let's quickly go back onto their web page and look at the prices. So we'll take the Ray as an example here. Ray's Proffie Neopixel Smooth Swing. That's a little bit misleading because when you open this up, the blade is RGB. It's not set for Proffie Neopixel as standard, so that is, in my opinion, false advertising, because you actually have to go in here and select Neopixel and then hit Proffie, and the price goes to $449.99. If we go back to the LGT store, we'll see that the Proffie Neopixel from LGT is $319.48 and the shipping is $15.97. So that's over £100 cheaper. Now you may still have customs charges to go onto this. I've ordered sabers from LGT direct before. I didn't get hit with customs charges, even though I expected to. But there is always the capacity of that, so you may have some charges on top of this amount, and you may have some charges on top of this amount as well, if it is coming direct from China. They actually have a bit here at the bottom, customs charges, where it says, first of all, let me explain why customs charges may be payable, and 80% of our customers are not even asked to pay for them by FedEx. So again, going back off of what I was saying there, some people get hit with these charges, some people don't get hit with them. I think, to be honest, it really is just your luck. There's some things I've had imported. I'm a massive hockey fan, and I've had hockey jerseys imported from the States before, and I've been hit with like £60 import charges and whatnot, customs charges. But I've imported these from China and from the States as well, and I've had no charges, so I don't really understand as to how it works. But again, this is a massive red flag for me. Massive red flag. Number one, it's drop shipping, and number two, they seem to be indirectly claiming, maybe, that's my take on it, that they are building the sabers from the facility in China. They also offer wholesale, which I don't know why you would do that, because if that was the case, you can just go straight to the manufacturer, who of course is LGT. Let's compare again to someone who is not LGT, the likes of Padawan Outpost. So we'll look for the same saber, Proffie Neopixel. One thing you'll notice on this website, this is a UK based site, you'll see a lot of these items say out of stock. And that's because this is a completely different business model. Padawan Outpost are not drop shippers. They buy the stock and they wait until the stock is physically with them at their location before they make it available on their web store. So for me, you can tell straight away if something says out of stock. Usually that indicates that they are a business that holds stock. If you have any doubt, drop them an email. With any store at all, drop them an email. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to get in touch with any company that you're thinking about purchasing from. But the likes of this and some of the prices that I'm seeing, I'm not really impressed. So we'll look for the Ray, which is here, model RS2, 320, and that is a Proffie Neopixel set up exactly the same as the one over here on Galactic Sabers UK. So a massive difference in the price. Massive difference in the price. And of course this ships from within the UK as well, whereas these guys have already said that they may from time to time hold stock in the UK, which tells me that they are predominantly a drop shipping company. Let's go on to another one, Sabers. Now, there is a YouTuber, Big Daddy Yankee, aka Carla King, who has used Sabers. I believe she got her Ray Proffie Neopixel and her Kylo Proffie Neopixel from Sabers. These guys are, in my opinion, exactly the same. There's a few reasons, but number one, average shipping time is 15 to 25 business days. Well, I don't understand that, because you can go on here and you can get it shipped, estimated delivery within 7 to 15 days. So that is a massive red flag for me. Another one here as well, we try our best to ship items as fast as we can. Please allow 4 to 7 days production time for your order to ship out. So again, my take on this is that they're claiming to be manufacturing and producing the products themselves, when they're not. They are, again, stocking LGT products. There's the Ray, there's the Luke, there's the Fallen Order, the Double Maul. It's all the same stuff. In fact, there's actually the Leia that I have, £386.80. That is ridiculous. I paid £300 for mine from Padawan Outpost. So again, inflated prices. Look for inflated prices. Look for inflated prices. If you're looking for a reference, use the LGT store. Use the likes of Padawan Outpost or Crimson Dawn in the States, to get a good gauge on what the price really is, because this really is the price of what the manufacturer is selling it for. And then you go to somewhere that's reputable like Padawan Outpost and look for the same saber. That was the Ray. 320, 319. So it's roughly the same. It's pretty much the same price. So that's another thing to look out for, guys. Is look at the prices. If they seem too high, then that tells me the company is putting a massive markup on them, and they probably are drop shippers just to make a quick buck. So the things to look out for, just to kind of recap there: shipping times. If it's an LGT product, you have a great way to compare it with the online store, the AliExpress store. Prices, again, you have a few places you can compare them with the LGT online store and somewhere that I trust like Padawan Outpost. And false claims, claims that, this for me is an indirect way of saying, no, we are manufacturing the sabers. It's exactly the same with Sabers as well. They seem to be indirectly giving the impression that they are the manufacturer of the sabers. They have their own boxes as well, and they're clearly not. And their prices seem to be fairly inflated as well. Now this doesn't mean that every single website that has high shipping times or high prices doesn't mean that, you know, they're drop shipping or they're a scam or they're at it. Obviously, if you have a trusted sabersmith, the likes of, I've got a few up here, Sabertrio, #1, they reopen soon. We'll go onto their website and we'll just quickly have a little look at their shipping times at the moment. Now, Sabertrio, you can look them up on YouTube, look them up on the kind of forums and the subreddits. They're a highly revered company in the Saber community. In fact, I'm waiting for the 26th to roll around so that I can order something. Don't know what it is yet. Let's just pick the Vulcan for example. It tells you here, your custom saber will be hand built specially for you based on the selections made in this saber configurator. We will need up to 4 to 16 weeks to complete your saber and have it ready to be shipped. Usually it only takes 3 to 5 working days to be shipped after it's completed. Should there be any local taxes or import duties, it has to be covered by you. Now this is absolutely fine because these guys are manufacturers. They manufacture their own stuff. The likes of Vader's Vault, who are again very well renowned installer and sabersmith. You've got one down here, a little warning. You know, these are all handmade to your specifications. Timeframes can be longer than, sometimes be longer than posted in combat class timeframes. It's not unheard of for limited editions to take 6 to 9 months or more. So again, if it's a trusted company and they're making something from scratch, they actually physically manufacture it from scratch, you know, that's fine. I'm not saying that if a company says it's going to take weeks or even months that they're a scam, because that's not the case. It's just things like, you know, reselling products, claiming to build those products and then selling them at a massively inflated price. Those are red flags and those are things to look out for. Another one is Korbanth, again renowned in the Saber community. Let's go for Neopixel installed Sabers. Let's see if there's any. So again, yeah, so some of these Sabers can get expensive. They can get extremely expensive. That is because the quality is completely different. The quality is completely different. It is much higher than the likes of LGT. LGT, for example, have great quality for the money, in my opinion, but the likes of Korbanth and Vader's Vault and Sabertrio and other, you know, renowned sabersmiths and saber installers, Sabers, for example, is another one. You know, these guys are renowned, and you know, everything's handmade. You know, there's a lot of time and effort that go into these processes. So when you are looking to buy a lightsaber, don't rush into it. Do your research. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Okay guys, so I hope that what I showed you on the computer there was adequate. I hope that it made sense. The likes of, you know, these companies here, you know, I wouldn't say I was bashing these companies per se, although I kinda am. I'm just personally not the kind of person that would like to be put under false pretenses. I don't know who would, to be honest. I think it's extremely unfair to put someone under false pretenses, to give someone the wrong impression. I would much rather know if my product that I'm purchasing, that I'm spending a lot of money on, is coming from China or Asia, I want to know if you stock it. I want to know if you manufacture it or if someone else manufactures it. I mean, honestly, I think if there was something that I really wanted, and I couldn't get it anywhere else, and it was a drop shipper, I would have to weigh up those options. However, saying that, if it's being drop shipped, it is going to be available elsewhere. And most likely, like I've demonstrated, at a much lower price and a much fairer price. Some of these inflated prices are ridiculous. It's an insult to someone's intelligence, and quite frankly, it is just a straight up friggin' rip-off, an absolute rip-off. So, like I said, guys, do your research. Don't be afraid to ask the questions and look for the red flags. If there's anyone that's looking at something at the moment but you're not too sure, comment below. I'm an open book. If I can help you, I will undoubtedly 110% do my best to help you, give you my opinion and back you up. You know, if you're looking at somewhere that I don't think is good, I will tell you and say, well, I wouldn't buy from there. This is the reason as to why. I could recommend this place. I could recommend that place. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a minefield just now, guys. There's a lot of these kind of drop shippers popping up. You have to be really careful, be aware of what you're purchasing, and just research. I've said that a million times, research, figure out what you need and what you want, and do your research. I don't like seeing people messing about. You know, I'm from a customer service background. I grew up in hospitality. I was family business, and I've been taught business in a different way. The likes of Padawan Outpost, I fully get behind their business model. You know, we buy the stock, we wait for it to arrive, and then we make it available on our website, which is what they do every single time. If they don't have it, it's marked out of stock, and you can't purchase it. You're not getting messed around. That's a business model I can fully get behind, because that is basically, you know, how I was taught growing up in hospitality and growing up in business. I can't get behind drop shipping. I just don't like, it's very impersonal, and if you have an issue, then you are going to run into problems, because a lot of the times these companies will just wash their hands of it and that's it. So again, guys, do the research, ask the questions, make sure you know what you're buying, make sure you know where it's coming from and what to expect. Any questions, please drop them below. I'll be more than happy to help. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and you can see my face first. Again, comment, and may the force be with you.